and welcome to another video with crap. Sorry, completely forgotten what it was called. Craft Love with Love. Wow, good start to the video. Welcome to my video, Love Craft with Cass. See, I got there in the end. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. And for those who have subscribed to my channel already, a very big thank you. And really appreciate the following. That's very lovely of you. And if you're joining me in this video, hello and welcome. So today is a video about the community love project I've been working on. I've done a couple of videos already, and it's a bit odd because these videos won't be released for a little while. I'm doing them as I'm making the project because people wanted to see the process, but I didn't want to release the videos until the recipient of the project, which is a quilt and other things, gets said quilt. And so the surprise of seeing the quilt is for them to see the first time. And so I do explain the whole shebang of what we're doing in the very first video, where I show each square that I have been sent. So let's see if I'm really bad at saying things in short, succinct way, but I'll do my best for this. So a YouTuber I absolutely love and adore, and was the one that brought me to the love of Slowstitch and just that meditative practice of the journey of stitching for just joy and calm. They're going through a bit of a hard time, and this was last year. I mean, you know, it's a journey, but this last year when things got very, very bad. And I said in the FB group that's related specifically to their channel, hey, why don't we do something nice for this person, cheer them up, and make something that's just for them from the community that they've created. If anyone's keen, slow stitch a square, send it to me, and I'll stitch them all together. And so I knew I wasn't alone thinking that this woman is just beyond adorable and just lovely and amazing teacher and just beautiful soul, because I ended up with 237 squares sent from all parts of the globe, which is just incredible. And it's been such a journey receiving these squares and just seeing the outpour of love for this person. I just, you know, from this community. It doesn't feel like we're strangers at all. Certainly doesn't feel like we're all separated by miles of geography. We just we could all be in the same lounge room stitching together. And then it has really genuinely been an honor to work with all these beautiful pieces of stitching, stitch them all together. And the quilt is in fact stitched together. I want to do some decorative stitching in the border areas, which is at the moment just tea-dyed calico, so it's quite plain, so I'd like to do that. But I'm on a bit of a deadline. So forgive me, please. Crunch, as yeah, I just, situations have changed. Like, I had planned a trip to England from last year, before I even thought of this project, with my son at the end of the year, but where we were going was in opposite direction to where this person is. And you know, I was wondering how I was going to get the quilt to them, and I just thought, well, you know what, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because I'll make the quilt first, then we'll worry about it. Anyway, then, you know, my son's had a change of situation with work, so he's not able to do the trip to England this year. And I was like, well, I'll go, and instead of doing the thing that we were going to do, I'll just go off and do my own thing and go catch up with stitchy people. So I got in touch with this person, and I'm like, hey, how about I just come and hang out? I'm not staying with them or anything, I've got my own accommodation, but like can we meet up? Can I stay in your area for like a week and give you this quilt, and we spend some time together and hang out and la la la? And they were like, yes, that would be amazing. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually going to hand deliver this quilt, which is really good because I don't want to trust anyone with this quilt, because there is thousands and thousands of hours of work in this quilt. If you add up just everything everyone's done, there's no way I wanted to post it. I'm carrying it on the plane with me. It is not leaving my sight till it gets into this person's hands. So that's really exciting. But I'm now on a like very, very specific deadline with time. I've only got I'm sorry if I'm wiggling the camera, I'm a bit excited. So I've got a week and a half before I fly out to England from Australia, so it's really exciting. But when you see this video, it'll all be after the fact, because like I said, I'm not releasing the videos until I give the blanket to that said person. Sorry, I'm yabbering so much, I need tea. Yes, I do have a Canada cup. I was in Canada earlier this year with my husband's work, which was awesome. And I got a very lovely big cup for my tea. Okay, so, rambly, sorry. It's just exciting. Anyway, so yes, I'm flying out to England in not 2.5 weeks, 1.5 weeks. Which is fine. The blanket's all done. Just decorative. Well, there's a few things I want to get done before I hit the decorative stitching, because that's optional. You know, it's fine without the decorative stitching. The borders are just tea-dyed calico. I don't remember if I said that. Sorry if I already did. But I would like to do just plain running stitch, nothing super fancy, just to kind of finish it off, if you understand. Anyway, what I'm doing here, what I thought I'd bring you along for this bit is, and there are the earlier videos of, because so many people say we want to see the process. I did a video like showcasing each square individually, and then I showed you how I was assembling it all, and it is fully assembled. I have taken a photo of it, but because it's not what I would consider finished yet, I haven't done a video showing it off yet. I'll do that when I feel like it is finished, or I run out of time and it's as finished as it's going to be, whichever comes first. But tonight, or actually it's like 5:20 in the morning, so this morning I'm actually making a journal. Now, I think I mentioned this in the earlier videos. So why I'm holding a stack of envelopes is because with said squares getting sent to me from all over the world, came all these beautiful envelopes, beautiful handwriting and stamps, you know, and everyone is unique. And if this person is anything like me, which I think they are, they would just love the story of each envelope that brought each square to me, you know, because I love that. I think, you know, seeing the postmarks, the dates, you know, the writing, the return address, like, it's all a story, right? So I saw an opportunity to find a use for these in rather than just like kind of like, there's a lot, there's 200 something. Some envelopes had multiple squares in, so it's not exactly 1 square per envelope. So what I've done is I've with needle and thread stitched into every single envelope, which took a couple of days, to be honest, and I've already made a spine. So I'm going to make a journal with these. I don't know if I actually ended up saying that. So what's going to happen, these are all going to act like a signature. If you know anything about journal making or bookbinding or anything, signatures are the little packets, folded paper that sit in along and, you know, together that make up the whole book. So these are our signatures. Now, I do know how to do proper bookbinding, and this is not proper bookbinding. This is making something work. And because I'm on a bit of a timeline crunch, I did not spend the time measuring and exacting the distance of the thread and, you know, where it sat in the envelope and all that. Was just eyeballed approximately about yay far, like one side from each other. And I will thread those through each hole. So there's going to be 2 journals. So I have 1 pile over on that side and 1 pile on that side. The pile on this side actually I separated the envelopes with the ones that had notes and cards and stuff in them, because a lot of people had, you know, messages of comfort and stuff like that. And then and it's like, this is no judgment or anything, but then there were the ones that are just in the square, so there was nothing in, but still keeping the envelopes because they still have their own story. So what I'm doing is 2 journals. That's 4. 2 journals, one with all the notes in them. I did add a couple of signatures that don't have envelopes in them, just to even up the journals. So one will have already pre-filled with notes from the people who send the squares, and the other will just be all empty envelopes, completely empty, so the person can put whatever little treasures and memorabilia or whatever in them, but you know, they'll be built pretty much exactly the same. So the idea is, as you can see, I've got my thread here. I'm going to undo this. Dun, dun, dun. Now, I do actually want to put some, oh, there's cables just fallen out of where I was tucking it. Will this fit through? I don't know if this will fit through. No, I did have, oh, there it is behind the ruler. Okay, so ideally gonna good Englishing there. I'm gonna pull these threads. Now if I was making a journal with proper signatures, that was paper and all the same uniform size, it would all be measured and, you know, exact. But because these are envelopes and they're all higgledy-piggledy, I just, oh, better be careful I don't pull out the other side. Don't want that. Yeah, you're starting to come out. So yeah, I'm just, it's just going to be a bit, slapdash, I guess, but not in a bad way, because I have taken the time to like do it properly. It's just not exact. I'm not sure what the word for that is. Anyway, I've just realised that I've completely forgotten about the material I wanted to put on the spine after all that. So, you go over there. Okay. Before I put the material on, I have my other spine here. Da da da. And I'm getting my very sophisticated stabbing board, which is just piles of cardboard. So I measured this up. Where are my stabathons things? Stabby. There we go. Here we are. So anyway, the spines are exactly the same size, and I don't know what size they are because they are the bottom of, hang on, like this, bottom of a little box that had stuff in, and they were taped together, and I was just like, that looks a great size for spine. So I haven't measured them or anything. This is not a measuring type of video. Okay, so what I'm going in and doing is just putting the holes in my second spine before I cover up with material. This one I'll just do one with you because the other one's going to be done exactly the same, and you'll probably get bored if you see me doing the same thing over and over again. But what we're doing now is putting the holes in so I can tie the signatures in, but we are going to cover it with material. So to make those holes good size for all those threads to go in, because generally speaking, when you're doing like journal making, you have like one thread per signature that just goes in through all of the folded papers, but this is not your average journal, so it's, you know, going to be a bit different. Now, if you're using stabby things, be incredibly careful so as not to stab oneself. I have to hold this up in an unsafe manner because I want to go down to the very end of the shaft to get the thickest hole possible. So just be really careful because they are in fact a weapon and we don't want anyone getting hurt. So just doing this. This is what I've already done on the first one. It's very exciting. Stabbing can be quite therapeutic. Dun dun. And so this project, this journal, is not an exact science. I do like doing journal making when everything is absolutely precise, but this is not it. This is kind of like happy, just put it together and measure nunts and cut as many times as necessary is pretty much how we're going to go. So I'll put that away for the next time we are making a journal. And more tea. Okay, so materials, as in actual fabric materials, not just materials. Sorry, puppy. Oh, I just woke my dog up. Just buffed her in the head with stuff. Okay, so this is what I've picked out, which I can't get on my desk because it's really, really big. Okay, so managed to grab this beauty from a thrift shop, which we call op shop. So if you hear me say op shop, it's a thrift shop, interchangeable title. David Jones. Now I have no idea if David Jones was anywhere else in the world apart from Australia, but it was one of those fancy schmancy upscale shops. This was made in New Zealand. It is in fact pure wool, and I bought it for stitching journals to make soft covers. Look how lovely it is. Oh, it's so nice. And yes, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's, yeah. And no, I don't have any qualms about cutting it up. I have no issues with that. I have plenty of blankets in my life. And I love this. Is gonna, it is so big, it's like a queen size, so it is going to last a long time and make lots of good things. It's gonna have lots of many new lives. Now I bought this fabric. I was just rummaging what I could use for the inside, and this one literally fell into my hand. So I was like, okay, you want to, and I actually think that's good. Again, on a timeline, dead. Oh, I can't remember that phrase. Nope, it's gone. You're all yelling at me, going, it's whatever it is, and I'm like, yeah, probably you're right, but I don't remember right now. It's probably because I've had zero sleep and I'm functioning just on tea and pure stubbornness. So what was I rambling on about? Oh, so yes, so the cover will be made up of the stitch pieces that I put aside, which it's going to be amazing because they are beautiful, and this is going to be the inside. And what I was saying is this is nice. It's not too busy, but it's not too bland either, because I don't know if I'll get to do any stitch work for the inside of the journal cover, because again, deadline. There you go, that's the phrase. Thank you. You must be yelling at me so much that I remembered it. Anyway, so what we're going to do, how I'm going to do this, my plan, I am the person with a plan, is find an end to this blanket. Oh, it's so lovely. Oh my gosh, it's just lovely. And I remember growing up with these blankets being around, and just this end bit with the satin, just thinking it was just the most exotic thing in the world. Like, oh, anyway, enough reminiscing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the satiny bit off. Where are my schnoops? Okay, here we go. Alright, cutting. Okay, doing big blanky work on small desky. Isn't ideal, but that's the best I got. So, you know, we're here, we're cutting. You know, if this is upsetting you, watching me just cut this up with no remorse whatsoever, please turn away or go make yourself a cup of tea or choice of beverage, whatever you like. And I will use this. I'm not entirely sure what for, but you know us crafters, we hoard everything because, you know, it will get used in some project or other. I'll be doing a random project at some point. I'll be like, oh, you know what I need is that big piece of satiny bindy ribbon thing from the quilt thing, blanket thing. Anyway, it will get used, I am sure. That in the box. Okay, so the next bit is I'm going to fold this in half. Dun dun dun. I wonder how well I can. So what I'm going to do now, this probably is going to be a bit big, but what I'm going to do, because I want to, how do I want to do this? I was thinking I wanted 2 pieces. I'm going to knock my tea over. Hang on, I have more tea. Oh, I love tea so much. Okay, tea is like, you know, my best friend in the world. Okay, so what I'm thinking, I think I'm cutting it a bit of a skew there because it was slipping down. Oh no, look at me go. Hey. Okay, so I am very roughly cutting this in sort of a kind of straight line. Doesn't need to be exact because we will be trimming it later. Because something about a wonderful Wizard of Oz. It's a bit hard because all the weight of the rest of the blanket is pulling it down and making it go a bit squiffy. Okay, so keep saying sew a lot, which is funny because we are actually sewing. Puns not in, well, that pun not intended. Anyway, my point, what was my point? Oh, yes, doesn't matter if it's not accurate or, look at that, like, nice point. Oh, can you even see? You can't even see. I did a nice wonky line there, like, see a wonky line. So my point being that it doesn't matter if it's a bit wonky to start with, because we are going to trim it all up once we've got the size. So I think now these are there. Make sure I put one with the covered up addresses and there. Finding somewhere to put this big pile of envelopes. Okay, without crashing them onto the floor. Okay, you can still see. I might just take you up a little bit. Might be a bit easier. Is that alright? To see a bit more. Sorry for more. Haven't missed much. Me just cutting blankets. Not really that exciting. So what would be good with because I also want to have what do you call it? What's the word? I'm struggling with words so much right now. You know, does anyone else do that? Like, I don't know if you all have, you know, like YouTube channels or whatever, but as soon as you go on camera, all the words go and disappear, and you're just like, yeah. Anyway, okay. I want. This is really bad. Let me see if I can explain this without the right word. Overlap. I want overlap. So, you know, be able to sort of, I guess the back it'd be better for the back to overlap. So you put spine here, front cover goes in here, like yay, and then have a tie here and you just wrap it around. That's the kind, oh sorry, that's the kind of vibe, gist thing I'm going for. Now, like I said, I want it double layered, because it will probably end up, well, I mean, it's holding some weight, which is why I've got the cardboard spine, because it is gonna hold a fair bit of weight in this one journal. And then we're going to, I'm just going to glue these on because they are going to be covered. And then I've got my, oh, lovely, this is really pretty. This came from a thrift shop, op shop, same thing. That's actually a really good piece of material. I can make a nice skirt like that. Do I really? What do I want to cut as a journal? Oh, that would make a lovely skirt. I'm committed. Okay, I only need this much anyway. So I'm short, so I probably could still get away with chopping some off and still making a long skirt. So it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to haphazardly measure because I have no idea how not very straight that is. by the looks of it. That's okay. We'll give a few inches leeway, and we'll get my snips. There. So if you like, with my scissors, if you see ribbons, that means they're material scissors. If you don't, that means they're not. And if you ever catch anyone, oh, that doesn't rip, using my material scissors on non-material, you let me know, because then they'll be in big trouble. Does that not rip at all? No? Oh, what are you? I don't know what kind of material this is, to be honest. I've forgotten a lot of my I was trained seamstress and knew all this stuff like 20-30 years ago, but I've forgotten a lot of the names of things. Like, I know how to do stuff, but that's all the official terminology, and that's kind of not much in my head anymore. That's okay, I don't need it. I'm not doing this like for a profession or anything, so that's cool. But I don't know, yeah, I don't know what this is. Almost feels like cotton, but it won't rip. So I don't know. Polycotton? Does polycotton rip? I don't know. If you have any guesses about what the material could be, the mysterious material, let me know in the comments below. Look at that, I'm even rhyming. Can't think of words, but I can rhyme. Okay, I'm cutting this. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we shall now throw you in the pile. Hopefully that pile doesn't topple onto my doggy, just happily snoring down beside me on her little bed. Big bed, she's big doggy. Okay. That covers that, and anything that gets trimmed off will go in my little snippets basket and be used when I do collages and stuff like that. So nothing shall go to waste. So what I want to do is find out the best place to put the spine for the thingies. I bring them all back again, and like I said, this is a bit of just put together measurements. We're not measuring at all. Okay, so I feel like that's, where is the spine? Oh, it's on the bottom. Okay, let me see if I can fish the spine out from between the blanket sandwich. Okay, woo! There we go, look at that. How clever was that? Okay, now, so we've got the spine, we've got the doodads, and I feel like I want to move it a little bit further, because I think there's going to be trimming involved, and I feel like that might make the cover shorter once we trim it. It doesn't matter if it tucks down a bit, because that will work, and then that can wrap over. Oh, that works nicely. Okay, so I like that. That is good. So I'm going to lay this back down here, and then I'm going to get my dry thingy. I'll roll this back on here. Yeah, like a charm. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm pretty sure I only need to do one side, just so I know where I want it to go. because I'm going to glue it down just with some craft glue. Do I want to use craft glue? Because this area won't be stitched in per se, so I could just use hot glue, but I won't. I'm just going to use, do I have glue is the question. That's empty. This is not empty. Okay, so we're just going to use some of this clear craft glue. If I can get the lid off. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. My scissors. Is it moving? I don't think it's moving. Oh, that hurt my fingers. I think it's dry. Oh, it's all dried and minky. Okay. New plan. We need a new plan. We need some new glue. Oh, I spilled some glue. Okay. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Alright. So this is, I have no idea if this is going to work. It might not be strong enough to work on the fibres with the cardboard. Am I doing what I want to do? Yes. So I'm going to just blob some. Basically, I just want it to stop wiggling around. Because I will go, oh, that's probably way too much for this size of board. Oh, I want to do both sides, so that's okay. Not gum up the holes, Cass. Come on. So yeah, I don't want it to wiggle around, but I will do a border stitching around it once I've got everything in place and stuff. Oh, there's a big blob of glue from the packing box thing that it used to be. Okay. Yes, I can hear you. I know there are much better ways to do this, and that's okay. You know, there are always different and other ways to do things. I know. I can hear you, and that's okay. It's just not how I'm doing them right this moment, because I'm doing it this way. Because that's what suits me right at this moment. Okay, so there. Just making sure we get off the super excess, because we don't want it like eeping through the fabric and making it all crusty and yicky. Just enough. Stop it being all wiggly. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Which is not what we want. I'm not even in frame. I'm so sorry. There we go. Look, I'm just rubbing glue on with my finger. You didn't really miss much, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to put this down in my little box that I drew, and then we're going to put glue. I'll go a little bit this time, because I don't want too much over the whole thing. Just enough, stop it wiggling. Wiggle, wiggles. Okay, and then oh, I've got him in holes. Take it out. Take it out. I'll have to poke those ones out, I think. Okay, so that is sufficiently covered and spread around, and it does not matter if little bits get onto the blanket, because it'll still be easy to sew through. Okay. Alright, just wiping my fingers. Okay. So then we are going to okay, I'm going to lift up my bunch of envelopes and whatnot. Okay, because I want to match up. You're a puppy? Having some kind of weird dream in her sleep as she's turning around in circles. Okay, and then just press this down. Like I said, no clue at all whether that will like work enough to stick it down. But we'll get my stabby webby thing and find, we can look up here, yeah, somewhere around here. Now with oh, I need to put the things underneath. Thank you for reminding me, whoever reminded me. That's the other spine, I don't want to stab that. Here we go. Oh la la. Actually, I'm wondering if I should just sew it in now, because I'm not convinced. Oh, okay. I knocked, when I was moving the blanket, I knocked over the glue. But thankfully, it was actually empty enough to not spill at all. I can't find the lid. Okay, oh, I don't know. Let's just have tea. Oh, that was very lucky. I did not get glue everywhere. Oh my gosh, that would have been very unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna sew. I just said sew again because apparently I like saying sew a lot. I'm gonna just quickly do a stitch. Oh, look at this, what a mess. What mess. Around the card to trap it, which I normally wouldn't do for a spine, but like I have said, this is not a normal project, so I'm just, yeah, doing things a little bit differently, a little bit odd compared to what I would normally do for journal making. I haven't done any journal making videos yet, but I'll get to that. But this project has just been occupying so much of my time and headspace, and it's been amazing. But it'll be nice to be able to work on other things, because I just, you know, it's just been the priority to get done. And then when I knew I was going to England, because like I didn't book my tickets that long ago, so it's, you know, been like, no, not even 2 months when I decided to like go leaving on the 1st of August. So yeah, it wasn't even a full 2 months where I was like, oh well, let's go at this time. It was just a bit of a yeah, there were factors involved in why I picked then and whatnot, and I might get into that in other videos. But yeah, so, and then it was like, whoa, I better get my skates on and finish this blanket and all the things that come with it as well. So I'm doing it's a bit disappointed because I got a poster printed of where the blanket is at now, because I wanted to print it out as a poster and then write people's names and countries underneath each square, so the person could see, you know, who made what kind of thing. And well, you know, cost was a bit prohibitive, and I could just, like, I got an A3 picture of it printed out, and it's just too tiny to write on. Just, yeah, you wouldn't be able to read the words. I don't think I can even write that small. And, you know, so, I mean, that cost me $15 anyway. But the next size up like was going to cost like $36, and you know, I don't want to spend that much money on a piece of paper, in all honesty. So I've done a grid up. So the photo that I did get printed will still be used, because I'm going to put I'm just going to number them and then have hand-drawn grid with people's names and countries in each grid, and the number corresponds to the number on the photo, so they'll be able to still be able to work out who made what. It just wasn't as fancy as I wanted it to be, but you know, plans and all that. So I'm just, as you can see, hopefully I'm sliding away from in shot, is I'm just doing really big stitches right on the edge of the cardboard here. I'm just locking this into its little encasement in here, so it doesn't wiggle. And I normally wouldn't be this bothered about, you know, overly securing a spine like this in a journal cover. Well, not like this, but because this is going to be a soft cover journal with a fair bit of heft weight with all the envelopes and the notes and stuff, I figured it kind of does need that extra support. So that is why we are doing this bit here. Now, can you still see? Yep. Okay, so we are now at the edge here. Nearly finished. Okay. That will just lock it in place. Like I said, the glue was just to help stop it wiggling around. I didn't expect the glue to be structurally sound for very long. It was just to help me secure it this way. And I'm sure, what did I do with my smaller scissors? Are they somewhere? Oh, there they are, down there. Okay. Alright. Okay, so the next thing I want to do with this is we are going to stab the holes back in, which I think are around here somewhere. Oh, I meant to mark them before I stitched everything up. What a numpty I am. I'm pretty sure it's where there's lots of bends. So, yep, there's a hole. Okay, so can I see them? That's the question. And I'm being very careful to not stab myself on the other side. Again, I'm not using the boards because I need to go all the way to the end of the hilt. Does that get called a hilt? Oh, it's not a sword. Could be like a rapier sword. Anyway, my point being, I'm being careful, and you can see no problems at all getting the holes through these fabrics. And okay, it's not quite. Oh, I can't quite find this next one. Okay, where was that? 1, 2. That was there. Did that one. This one should be right next to it. There you are. Okay, nope, that's not a hole. Where are you? There you are. Nope. There you are. Found you. Okay, that might be it. 1, 2. Some of them have like covered up already. What I might do is, to make it easier to see, is put a bit of ink on this, because this won't be seen anyway, so it does not matter. So the idea being, again, so careful with your hands, the stabby thing, the ink then comes off and goes in the hole, so then you can see it later. I was kind of hoping it would just stay open, but it's full. It's not doing what I want it to do. So there we go, and that's how you get, you know, your holes. Sorry, I'm doing that off camera. I don't know why I'm doing that off camera. Yeah, and it's a very nice, easy way to get your holes marked if you've put your fabric down and not marked your fabric first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got one more. There it is. And woo! Yeah, I managed to do that without bleeding. Yay! Okay, these things do scare me. Okay, so that's that. And how is it? Oh, you can't see it at all. Oh, can you see? No. So on the other side, you can't see it at all. So what I might do is, because that's pretty much even, it's pretty much either side is fine. So what I want to do is flip this over like this, so I still have my front cover being like yay, but that way the dots are on the outside, so I can put my fabric for my internal cover. Oh, I've dropped one. There we go. It's so big and bulky. Okay, that's a lot of envelopes. This is a big project. This is a huge project. This project has taken up a whole, like, it's pretty much been a year, I think. I'll have to go back and look at my first post. Sorry, having tea. To see what date I originally posted. So yeah, so I put the holes on the other side because once I attach this, I'm not going to be able to see the holes, and I will need to poke more holes through. So yes, so what I'm going to do is get some black thread, and what's under there that's going to be, oh, I got the cover. And I am going to, I was thinking about doing that invisible basting, but I don't think I'll make it invisible. I'll just do really nice neat running stitch, sorry, and black thread along the border. Yep, just along the border for now. I might do crisscross applesauce on the front, just so it doesn't bulge, or I could just, found the lid, yay. Okay, that way we won't have any glue problems. Okay, lid's on. The tissue from me wiping my fingers off the glue. Threads are everywhere. More bits of stabby boxes. Okay, so what I want to do is stitch this on this side. This is the next step. I'm not going to take you with me for that because I think this video is already 1 billion hours long and we've only just started. Okay, bye.